Hey, YouTube, good evening. Welcome. All right, Facebook, let's go. Okay. Okay. Live at 6 p.m. Moving forward. Now for Insta. We are 1 minute early. Good evening, Insta. All right, let's get started. So, yesterday night I had painted this surface, and we are going to paint a beautiful figure on it. And this is going to be challenging because I didn't print it out. So I'm going to use a reference on my computer, which is going to be rather skewed, but that's okay. What can you do? And I'm going to use this white paint straight out of the tub. I might put it on the lid actually because, oh my goodness, I feel really disorganized. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it's quite patchy. The paint has mostly dried, but it is still, I'm just going to put this on my lap actually. I'm gonna put it on. There's still some wet paint on it. Yeah, it's a bit patchy and there's like little, I guess, little holes on the surface where there's no paint. I'm not really into that, but I don't know, it just kind of dried that way. But I'm going to leave it for now, and I really want to paint the figure on because that's what I've set out to do, and then I can add and I can fill in those patches of paint later. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my little palette, and I've already messed up this white paint so much, but I'm going to put it on the lid. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but that is what it is. And then let's get started. Now it's going to be a challenge to paint at an angle, but let's give it a go. So I just want to thank everyone who has reached out and encouraged me this week. I'm still feeling the effects of your support. You know, it's not easy dealing with a pandemic and having to make, you know, really big decisions. And yeah, that's what I had to do. Do you know what? It's going to be interesting. How am I going to do the composition? So I have laid on the paint really thick on this, and it hasn't dried completely, so that's okay. It could make for some interesting textures. But I saw this figure and I absolutely loved it. It's kind of like it's a silhouette as well. So yeah, guys, it's been a really rough week, and I'll share with you big decision I had to make thanks to the lockdown. So like a lot of people, I lost work, and I was all set out to, you know, to be an artist full time. And after I left my last corporate role. It wasn't really a big corporate, it was just a small little company in sales. I had to, I made the call because, I was getting client inquiries for murals and artwork. And I thought, what am I doing? I'm turning down these opportunities because of this job. And I had to make the call. I said, well, I think it's time for me to pursue my art full time. So that's what I did. And very shortly after that, I found some work at a couple of art studios. And I was going to take up some flexible work as an art teacher or painting host while I worked on my business during the day. Ramping up my marketing, getting more clients. And I did have quite a bit of client work the past month to start with, which was great. And then, all of a sudden lockdown happened. And so I lost about 25 hours of work at those art studios. I actually think I lost more. I think I didn't report all of my projected shifts, but that was supposed to help me tie me over while I transitioned. And I don't have that ongoing income anymore. And then client work dried up. I still get inquiries, and most of them have been tire kickers. A tire kicker is someone who is just mucking around and not really serious about hiring me. So that's what happened. And literally last week, like 6 days ago, a recruiter reached out to me about a sales role. And I thought to myself, oh, not again. And then I thought, I'll just talk to him, see how it goes. So I did. I talked to him, and he lined me up with an interview the next day. And then it wasn't what I expected. I actually really connected with the CEO and the top salesperson. He interviewed me. It was a very interesting role. And I thought, okay, I feel like they've got the right values. And I was really upfront with them as well. I was like, well, I need to, work somewhere where I can be myself. I told them that I was an artist, that I had this business. And also, I voiced all of my concerns and was very, very upfront with them. And then that got me another interview this week. And then after that second interview, they offered me the role. So that was part of my little breakdown, because at the time I just, it just felt like another setback from my dreams, which is the story of my life. I just thought, I feel like any time I got close, I have to take another step backwards for whatever reason. But I made peace with it anyway, because I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity. For once, being in a corporate role is actually going to help me survive through this horrible lockdown. I suffered a lot last year without a solid income. So I'm very grateful that I've been given this opportunity, and you know, if it means I have to push back temporarily on my art, or just do it in the evenings for now, then that's fine. I can still take on clients. I can still promote and, you know, do my marketing. It's just that, yeah, it just wasn't the full-time gig that I had envisioned for myself. But that's okay, because now that I'm going to be on a full-time salary, I can afford all the art supplies that I want. So I'm being positive here. And then I can pay rent and not have to worry about anything. I can help people if they need to. I mean, if I need to. So I'm very, very grateful. Now, this is not going as well as I had hoped, guys, because I feel like my perspective is too distorted from what it actually looks like. So yeah, that's my little update. That's my story. And it's just not easy to deal with this whole situation, and yeah, just couldn't cope. And you know, I'm open to having another meltdown, because let's face it, I'm human. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm flying through this lockdown, because I'm not. I'm just like everybody else, trying to cope. And I dare say I'm one of the lucky ones, because I'll have work. You know, it's not going away anytime soon, unfortunately. Oh, man. The brush is too fat for the detail, the level of detail I want. That's okay. We can paint over it. So if you've had to make some really difficult decisions, so you know what? I think other people have made much, much harder decisions than I have. I really, really want to capture the right energy of this figure. You know, like this is her shoulder, her upper back, and this is like where her rib cage is, and it's subtle, but the photo reference just, you know, it just captures it so well. And while, even though it's like a contour, I want the detail to be subtle, but yet so screamingly obvious that we know exactly what it is, if I'm making any sense. I feel like I haven't really done the hip area any justice at all. So let's try that again. Worst comes to worst, I'll just fix it up offline. Indeed. Well, I remember to play some Spotify. Oops. It's also why I'm moving my lives to the evening, guys, because I'm going to be working during the day. But I'm still, I'm taking advantage of the situation because I don't need to commute, which means I'll have more time to switch from one activity to another. I'll have plenty of time to create and look after myself, not have to go into an office. So I do plan on taking full advantage of the situation. All right, what this needs is a little bit of fixing up. It's quite minimal, but I really want to fix it up. So it's a process of subtraction using this sponge. While the paint is still wet, we can wash it off. It's not just about washing it off, it's about reinforcing the right shape we want. The more I subtract here, keep washing that. All right. Oh, just some white paint like this. Keep washing it off. And perhaps paint over certain spots. Hope that I keep getting in the way. I'm gonna have to paint over that, it's messing it up. This is not fully dry. Well, just an excuse to add more color to it. Spinner. Okay. Right, just a few more strokes and then we can finish off for the evening. So a definitive line there. The calf muscle. Two. All right, well, that's it, guys. So this is not the final piece. I'm going to continue to work on it some more. And yeah, probably launch it as a reel. Thank you so much for joining me, my first live at 6 p.m. And I will see you guys later. See you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube.